And welcome everyone to the Man Cave. My name is Paul Knapp, and I will be your host for tonight's show. This is season number 3, episode number 4, our last one for January. And waiting in the green room is our special guest and AOA member, Mr. Angelo D'Annabelle. So before I start with our special guest for tonight, I'm going to bring in my panel members. And as always, we have this gentleman right here, Mr. Stacy Armstrong.
What's up?
and Stacy's in a good mood tonight because he's had about 2 hours of sleep. Is that what you're
no sleep at all.
Oh, no sleep at all. Nice.
Not a bit.
And we also have this gentleman here, Mr. Rick Bradshaw. How are you tonight?
Good. How's everybody?
Why don't you read off our names in our chat room?
Oh, we got everybody's here. Murray, Ernie, Andy from Indy. Andy, I haven't forgotten you. I'll message you. Yeah, everyone's here. Moondoggy.
Yeah, hi Moondoggy.
Yeah, Cruz Flores.
Cruz is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister's here. She's already saying hi to Murray.
Oh, Barb's.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Barb. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Ernie, the World War Drawer is here. Glad he could join us this time.
Good.
Anybody else we missed? Oh, Dan DiBiase. Andy and Indy's going to have to be on the show next week and give us a little rundown on how the Winterfest went. And
Oh yeah, I watched some of his videos.
Mark's play sets and more. Hey, thanks for joining. Tomorrow is our 1/32 scale show, but tonight is our normal G.I. Joe night, our 1/6 scale, or in Rick's case, 1/12 scale.
Why are you giving me a hard time also about being on your other show?
No, I just thought it was funny.
Barbie numbers.
I just thought it was funny because I was chatting away, and next thing I know, I see your name come up, and I'm like, it's Tuesday night. What the hell are you doing here?
Yeah.
But,
Oh, I'm always looking for stuff.
hey, man, you can jump in with the Toy Soldier guys. We don't mind. More the
okay.
merrier. So, well, real quickly, how are we going to do this? We're going to do something a little different tonight. We're going to do our backwards. We're going to do what's new in your zoo after Angelo comes on. Angelo wants to come on and talk about the calendar that went out, and he gave me a bunch of pictures to show. So why don't we bring in our special guest, Mr. Angelo D'Annabelle.
There he is.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Ange, I know you're feeling a little under the weather, so at any
Tad
time
under the weather. Tad under the weather. It's what happens. Facial hair just sprouted like crazy because I did do nothing. Stayed home from school today, so I had to get on the show because I wanted to make sure I talked a little bit about the calendar. Everyone should have received their calendar by now. I think Terrell's the only one. Terrell said he was going to stop by and pick it up. I said, Terrell, you could be the first one if you come get it. And then he never showed. So now it'll be the last one. But hopefully everyone got their calendars.
Yeah.
So, Paul, hey, everybody. Thank you for all the chats.
Yep.
It sucks being sick, but you know what? This too shall pass. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, right? How do you want to go about talking about the calendar?
I'd rather talk about you being sick. It's more fun.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I got the little videos that you sent me. I can
All right.
pause it at any time. I think there's like 12 or 13 slides. It's not.
All right. I could talk right over it.
About I'll just do that.
How it went about. Probably be the best thing.
That's fine. You start it, man.
All right. Well,
I'll pop
put
up
the
the video and I'll pause it right away.
all right.
I don't know if these slides are in the order that you want them in, though. But I mean,
Well, they went by the month, January, February. That's February.
that's the first one that I
February,
got.
yeah.
So
That's the first one. Okay. Well, can you get the cover up anyway first? So it's Terry's cover.
sure, if I scroll through all of them.
Oh man. All right. So anyway, over the last several years, Terry Lee Stair was creating a calendar with different G.I. Joe images. He would contact different people and say, hey, you want to participate in the calendar? Send me your picture, and he'll put it into a calendar format. And I thought, wow, what a cool idea to do that. And as far as I knew, Terry was the one that had always created the calendar. After he passed, I thought it'd be nice to continue the calendar. Paul, you can go ahead and scroll through one.
Yep.
No. I figured after when he passed, I thought as a nice tribute to Terry that we should continue the tradition of the calendar. And of course, after that conversation, when Terry died, um, it kind of went by the wayside. I forgot. I think others forgot. And then January came, and I was like, "Oh man, I don't have a
I
calendar."
think this is the next one, dude. Hang on.
I was like, "Oh no, there it is."
There you
Yeah.
go.
There's your
I
cover.
didn't calendar, and I'm like, "Oh man," I said, "We forgot. We should have did one in honor of Terry." So it was after the first of the year, so it was already going to be a little late. But I went into full gear, and I was like contacting everyone, saying, "Did anyone want to contribute to the calendar?" And the guys were awesome. I had 12 people right away that wanted to contribute a picture. I had a couple people who wanted to buy one on the side, which was really awesome. I could not buy too many because I didn't know how many we were going to, sell. How many people were going to contribute would be the 12. So I went based on that number, and then definitely have one for Terry's son. So Terry's son got one of the calendars. This picture on the front in memory of Terry. I asked his son to send me some images of Dad and also some of his figures that he made. So that was the front cover. The thing
Very
I
cool.
is going through the calendar, um, people can get their nose bent out of shape pretty easy in this business, in this hobby, which is sad because we do have
Yeah.
wonderful hobby, a wonderful community. You can keep going, Paul.
Well, I
We
was
have
going
a
to go.
wonderful.
I'm going to go back to that first one. You can talk to it. So
Okay,
after this one, it doesn't really matter, right? They're no particular order.
Doug, they go in. I know which ones are which month, but that's okay.
Well, I want you to talk through the first one.
All
Like
right.
who did it?
Okay. Well, this first one, and I want to talk a little bit more about the calendar itself. Well, that's me.
Sorry. Yeah.
That was January. So those are pictures I took last year in Walmart parking lot. Believe it or not, another one of those sick days I had. So this was Brian. Brian does some awesome 3D work, and he's making a lot of head sculpts lately. He's got a scanner, and he does some wonderful work. And you can see Paul, you're right there, front and
see that.
center. And I had to make sure that one was there, and then Stacy down right. And I don't know
Yeah.
if that's Jeff up left.
That's Jeff
Is it?
Shearer, top left.
Yeah,
I
Jeff
think.
Shearer.
Yeah. So, and then he has the original Joe head over there next to his little logo, Action Team Joe. And those are 3D heads. And then on the right, he has like the figures. He started trying to make 3D 1/12 scale figures. So Brian's been doing a lot of work, pumping stuff out. I haven't heard from him lately. But I hope everything's well with him. I know things can be a little tough, but that's his work.
He's doing a new 3D page.
Okay.
Oh, is he? That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's who's that down at the bottom, far right, with the mouth open? Who is that?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks like he
I don't
hasn't got
wanna
much
know.
sleep.
That looks pretty good, man. That looks.
I don't know how he got you there. Yep.
I don't know, but I sure wish he'd lose it.
Yep. There's my Walmart parking lot pictures. Go ahead,
Dude,
Paul.
those are cool, man. I mean,
Thank you. Yeah,
and that was not a green screen sky, right? That was the regular sky.
No, that's true blue sky. No AI, no alterations or Photoshop in there. Yeah, that's the way the sky looked. They came out beautiful, and I love that's like one of my favorite outfits for Joe with the white camo and the parka.
Anybody in the Walmart parking lot?
Oh yeah, all kinds of
Ask what
people
you're
looking
doing?
at me cross-eyed, like, "What the hell's the matter with you, old man? Taking pictures of your toys." I'm like, "Step off, move away before I throw this pickaxe at you."
All right, we
Yeah.
saw that one. So
Yeah.
this next one coming up.
Yeah.
Right there.
Bowinski, yep, Michael. And then when I started this, when I took this over from Terry, more or less, it wasn't taking it over from him. It was in honor of him, and that's one of the things I was saying. When I started asking around about doing a tribute to Terry and with the calendar, a couple people jumped right on board to correct me and say, Terry wasn't the creator of the comic. It was blah de blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I said, the only thing I'm trying to do is doing a tribute to Terry. The poor guy died. He did this calendar. It was an awesome calendar. Ever since I knew he was the one who did it, I sent him to him probably for the last 7 years. So I says, you know what, give the poor guy a break. He's no longer even here. So when people got like that, it bothered me a little bit. I'm like, and he's like, oh, I got to give credit where credit's due. I says, all right, give credit where credit's due, but don't be a dick. So
Right.
I was a little put out by that, but I wanted to make sure it was going to be an excellent comic. So Michael sent me a whole bunch of these pictures, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted. And the thing is, when you start putting things together into the calendar, you realize if it's not a horizontal picture, it's either going to distort it or it's going to just look very empty space with just one picture. And then as you start going through and incorporating more and more pictures, some of the pictures, the pixels aren't good enough. They're not a good quality. And the company, like as you're putting it'll throw it back at you saying, if we enlarge this, it's going to come out grainy. So I'm like, uh-oh. So then I had to ask a couple people, can you send additional pictures? Because the smaller the image, the clearer it will be. As you blow it up, you start to get that pixelation. So I figured a couple of them needed to have more than 2 or 3 pictures. Some didn't need more than one, but then I thought it would look a little odd if one page only had one picture and one had 4 or 5. So I did them multiple, and it almost worked out as a type of story setting. So you could almost follow a story with each one of the ones that had a different grouping of pictures.
No. Dude, when you were saying somebody was a dick,
yeah,
the minute you said that, we literally had 34 people in the chat room and went to 33, and I think the dick just left. So.
And it was
like perfect timing. He was like,
I feel bad. The thing is, I don't want to be, just show the love and care. And man, the hobby's supposed to, we're all getting old, man, and we don't have time to fight over stupid shit. Right. So if you wanted, credit to say this person came up with the calendar first, well, I'm glad. Thank you for that happening, because it is a little bit of work. But then Terry took it over. I don't know what happened to the other gentleman. I hope nothing bad. But he no longer was doing it. This one is Connor Knox. This is Kyle's son. And he was very excited. And I think he posted, I know last year he had contributions to the calendar as well. And he wanted to have the 3 that kind of did go together as a scene for his like a little photo story there. So I thought what a nice job he did. Yeah, one of the other things you do when you're putting the calendar together, not only do you have to arrange all the pictures and whatnot into different frames, it also has different colors for the backgrounds and whatnot. So I learned a lot, and it was just a very simplistic type thing. I did learn a lot of different things about making a calendar. And one of them was I wanted to kick it up a notch from just a stapled version. The ones that Terry did in the past were all stapled. And they were beautiful. They don't get me wrong. They were a really nice job, but I thought the spirals would add another little element, another dimension to it. So I had them put the spiral bound instead of the staples. And then I made sure that it was more of a card stock. The cover was a very heavy card stock. And then all the images were nice and glossy with a heavy paper as well.
All right. Next one.
Go ahead, Paul. You got
it's on a timer. So.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is Terrell's. Terrell, if you're out there somewhere, come get it or I'll drop it off. Terrell's was one of the ones. These images were from a exhibit he had at the History Museum in Saratoga. I was at that museum as well. I had a nice big display set up too. But this was Terrell's display. He had all kinds of newspaper coverage, and he just recently did as well because he has another display in a aerospace kind of museum in Scotia, Schenectady Airport. So these images were very pixelated. So this is the ones, because they were, I think, from a newspaper article, they were not the greatest quality. So I had to have multiple images in order for it to look better. There's Kyle. Kyle Knox. This is Connor's father, and he's got the 112 scale going on there too. So, and he liked this one because he said it did tell a story. So he got it rock and roll coming in. And then he's getting it. I'm not going to forget who that is. Scrap Iron, I think, shooting off some rockets at him.
Yep.
And then he busts out his minigun off the ram. It's cool pictures.
Okay. And there we go.
The one and only Rick Bradshaw.
Yeah.
Every single one of this thing is with Rick. I said every single one of those pictures was beautiful, and I would have liked to have just a calendar just of Rick's. So Rick, you need to do that sometime. just get a calendar of all yours, or get a tabletop book with all your artwork in it, because you need to have something like that to remember, because I think it would be beautiful. They were wonderful. It was just so hard to choose, and I wanted all of them in there, and they all tell a story by themselves. I think my favorite though is definitely the hippo. I love the Jeep and the way that looks. And I did a photo comic of the hippo with the 1/6 scale. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but it was a nice little short photo comic. And that picture to me just brought back a lot of memories of playing in the water with the hippo and Joe.
Those are all your heads in those shots.
And in my head, thank you, sir. Yes, it bring that
112s.
adventure team, and even the painted guy in the bottom left shooting up that alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are great.
That's only that alien shot. That's 1/18 scale. That's a little one.
Oh, the alien is?
Yeah. Yeah. The Joe
Oh, no,
and everything.
the head too?
Yeah. That's one of the small ones. Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the little ones I did. No doubt. Oh, it does look good.
Yeah. Photographed well.
You
Good.
got a lot of compliments in the chat room here, brother. I'm trying to post them all for you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that Jeep and the hippo, man, it looks cool.
I like the girl. The girl.
Yeah. And I wish,
Joe,
I picked her up, and then I put her down, and I should have bought it. I was at a Ollie's one day, and I'm like, do I want to do it? And it was from the Indiana Jones set, and I'm like, damn it, I should have grabbed it, because you could use it for so many different things.
Yeah, she's great.
It's perfect, like for a safari-esque type setup.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut in here real quick. My sister's in the chat room. I just sent her box for the Golden Skull competition we have going on.
Okay.
So she's taking some, learning some things here about taking photos of G.I. Joe, so she can come up with her own photo story.
What's the goal? You guys got to fill me in on that, because I'm not familiar.
That's a Jeff Shear thing. You got to talk to him, man.
Oh, okay.
Golden Skull.
I guess I missed out on that.
If Paul, if Barb needs any help, send her my way.
Yep. I'm definitely.
Any tips?
All right. Well, maybe Rick will share some information, since
it's
you
on
guys
a previous episode of Skunk Works too. So
it was my very first episode of the year in January. So
yeah,
it's a challenge he put out to everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're included.
Yep.
I'll have to look back up this one. Edmund, he does beautiful artwork too. He has definitely a style when it comes to his photography, and a lot of it. And he says he talked to Rick a lot about the photography, and he does it all in house. Nothing goes outside. I remember when he was on the show, he says he takes pictures, sets up different dioramas around the house using different household items, similar to like what you will do. Like, I know the microwave is a big star of some of your photos. So it is, and it gives it a whole different dimension when you take a paper bag and you crumple it up and you shoot it just right with the right lighting. It does add a lot of depth, and it gives it a whole new dimension and meaning for that picture.
Yeah. Edmund does a great job. Yeah. He's always posting in the groups.
Yeah.
Next one coming up, Ange.
All right, and the one and only Buddy. Buddy, I asked Buddy, send me a couple. I think he sent me like 30. And I says, Buddy, man, I can't, that's like 2 calendars worth. What do you want me to do? And he's like, well, tell me which ones you're going to use, and the rest so anyway, here are some of his, and I had to put Defenders of Bullet Man for all you Defenders of Bullet Man over there on the bottom right.
I bet that hurt, didn't it?
It hurt. There was a couple of Bullet Man ones, and I was like, all right, which one am I going to choose? I just like the way that looked with that 3-dimensional box looking thing. I thought that was kind of cool, even though it was Bullet Man in there. but that's all right. We'll go with the artwork versus whatever that guy was. Not really a GI Joe. He's not a Joe. Anyway, sorry.
Oh,
Cough up a
yeah,
lung. Jeez.
I'm trying to keep up with some of the chats. So, very cool.
Focus.
I'm trying, man. There.
Here's Jeff's pictures. Nice job too.
Yeah.
All from photo stories. Each one again, it tells a story within in and of itself. So I thought those were great.
Jeff's in the chat room right now. I think he said he was going to review the calendar too on his channel.
Yep.
So
Tomorrow he said he's gonna do a review of the calendar. So here's a little preview.
Oh,
Jeff,
cool.
I hope we did well, and I hope you say nice things about us tomorrow. Don't bash me too much.
I don't think so.
Unless I spelled your name wrong, which is
right.
There's always that possibility.
No, that's correct.
And the other thing I realized when I was making the comic, at first I was like, oh boy, I got to put the names at the bottom.
Yeah.
And you see this one, artwork by Stacy. Stacy actually put his own self in this picture. It's like a weird.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like a Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo? And it's up in the upper left-hand corner. If you could see him, a beautiful picture there. And then I didn't know what you had sent me, Stacy, or if these were pictures that might have been just on my phone when we had a chat at one point. But I thought how neat it would be, and I didn't really, ask you if they were okay to put those on there. But I thought it was a great representation of the variety of what you do. Everyone knows about the flocking of the Joe heads, but I thought what an awesome thing to show some of the different characters you do, and the painting of one of the dogs up in the right hand corner. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's Bullet Man's dog. Yeah.
Nice, very nice, Stace.
Yeah, and another thing I forgot. Oh, and that's Brian's mad at me. I'm sorry, Brian. Brian's mad at me because this was December. This was the last page that was going to have everyone's information. And like a big dummy, I wanted everything to look the same, so I put a border around it. And I did not look at it carefully enough, and it cut off some information. So that's my fault.
Way to go, Ange.
You can yell at me, and you can. So Jeff, tomorrow in your review, you can say this page failed because I was not a good quality control person and checking it. So
looks good.
I told Brian, I says, well, Brian, man, if you sent me each individual picture like everybody else did, I would have did that. And he's
were you drinking cough syrup when you did that, or what?
Yeah, I might have been. Well, like I said, I banged that out. Like I was so fast. I wanted to get that delivered, and it did pretty well. I mean, we got it done with time in January still left. And then one of the things I forgot, I was like, oh my God. And there we go back to Ryan. Wanted to make sure everyone had their birthdays on the month of their birthday. So as you go through the calendar, you should have your birthday should be in there as well. So it was a nice tribute to Terry. I hope his son liked it. I hope everyone who contributed to the calendar liked to see their awesome artwork. I really did. I thank you. We couldn't have done it without everyone. When I created the comic or the calendar, price breakdown, because it always comes down to the almighty dollar for everybody, and people were very generous in regards to how much. I did not want to charge anyone more than $28, but when I started going into this, and I'll tell you exact, it was $22.85 per calendar. Then I had to buy the envelopes. The envelopes were $15 a package of 12, so it's almost $1.50 each. So now you got $22.85 plus $1.50. Then it was $7.10, I think, was the cheapest one that I mailed out, and they range from like $7.10 to $7.45 each. So every single one done, low end, was $31. So everyone who sent 30, awesome. I appreciate it. It took a hit for $1. I'll deal with that. I have no problem. Some others contributed even more than that, and it did break even. So I really appreciate everyone who did send a couple extra dollars over that $28. Again, I didn't want to charge more than 28 because I think that's what Terry always did. But I did upscale it with the spiral bound. I did upscale it with a different paper. And so that's what it is.
So they didn't charge you per photo that you sent them, right? I mean,
no. What do you in regards?
Well, I
to
mean, like this page we're looking at, you got 8, 9 photos.
No,
they don't charge you like that, do they?
No, you can go up to 20 images per page.
Oh wow,
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I was, I was trying to think about, if each page became a collaboration, like of several people, but then you don't want it too small. So like if you did 5 people, then you could get, with 12 months, if you did 5, you get 60 people who might be interested in sending a picture, but it might be too small for 5. So say you did 3, then you get 36 people. Again, it's not a money-making thing at all. It's just to try to get it out there and have people see your artwork and have it hanging on a wall.
Yeah, but I mean, you want to pay your dues. I mean,
yeah, well,
you don't want to fall short. I mean,
I know
you want to keep this up every year. It's going to be
breaking. Breaking even is good. That's
but I think if you sell more calendars. But you said you had to buy what 25 at one time or something.
No, I only bought 15.
Oh, 15. Okay.
Because I didn't know what the interest was going to be over the people that contributed, and then like Brian bought 2, and then I sent one to Terry's son, and then I had I had 2 other people who asked prior to, so all of them are gone. I don't have any more. All 15 were sold, and they all paid for the price of the calendar.
Because there are people in the chat room asking if you had more left, and
the only way I could possibly do that, if I could get back in touch with Vistaprint. I'm sure it's still on my account, and if people are definitely interested, I know it's all January's gone. It would all be February, and it would be the 28. I will say the same thing, $28. If you send 30, again, I appreciate that because it does cover the cost of the envelope and the extra shipping. And then I will see if I can get more printed. So if you want to shoot me a line, build a diorama 2@gmail.com. I don't know if you can type that in there somewhere, Paul.
Under the chat, you want me to type what?
My email address, if anybody wants.
So, but you're gonna have to order 15 more, right? Or no?
See, because I'd have to see what individual, like if there's 5 people who want them, I'd have to see what the price of 5 is, because the 15 was the $22.85 price, and as the fewer you get, the more expensive.
Yeah.
So I'd have to talk to them. I'd have to find out what the price would be, and I'd have to see if everyone was happy with how much money it was.
Okay. Well, let's do this. People in the chat room and people that watch this later, because I know we're going to get a lot of views after this. If you're interested, contact me or Angelo via Facebook. How's that?
Yeah, and if if they get a hold of you, Paul, you have all my information.
I mean, because I definitely want one, bro. So
all right.
I mean, I think we got 3 or 4 already just in the chat room that want one. So I mean, that's 5 right there. If we can get another 10, we can get another bundle, and everybody sends you $30.
Yep, that'd be great. Yeah, let me get a hold of Vistaprint tomorrow, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. So thank you for letting me share that tonight, because that was
absolutely.
It meant a lot. I never met Terry in person. I've had a lot of conversations with him. I was on his show when he had the show, his podcast, and he was just all heart, and he really loved toys, and he really loved the hobby, and he really loved and he was intense, and he was an intense personality, and he was Santa Claus.
He was Santa Claus, man.
And sometimes that intensity was misinterpreted, and sometimes people would. You have to, again. This is a hobby of grown men, and we got to get over some of our egos and some of the things that bother. And I'm guilty of it too. I mean, it's the littlest things can upset us, and we have to learn from it, and it shouldn't. So
It's just toys, man. It's just toys.
it's just toys.
So I keep telling Rick, and Rick just, you know,
And then
he's got that
and then
attitude,
Rick,
man.
and then so if I'm still on the show for a little bit longer, I got a lot of toys lately in the last couple of weeks. Being sick is not good for the pocket. Being sick, you
on
sit
Amazon
there,
all day. Huh?
when you're not feeling too good, and you open up Amazon, and then you message Rick, and you say, "Hey, Rick," and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's this or that," and then he takes a picture and he goes, "Oh, did you see that one?" I'm like, "Oh damn, where'd you get that?" So the first thing is, Rick sent me this. This
All
is
right, hang
from
on.
Rebel.
We're doing what's new in the zoo now. Is that what we're doing? We're going around.
Do what's new in the zoo with me, because then I'm going to
Yeah.
go to take my NyQuil, go to bed. What's new in the zoo? Rick sent me this. I know it's a little blurry. I'm going to get a different camera because I had to look it up, and it said if you go closer, it still won't focus, even if I put something behind it. This is from Rebel Moon. I don't know if anyone's ever seen. It's like it's not really a series. I think it's a couple of movies. My son said it's a little too short. It should have been a series, and it should have been longer because they tried to fit too much into too short a period of time. But this was like one of the main character robots in it who kind of goes rogue. But it's a great show, and there's a couple other characters that are going to come out in 1/12 scale on Amazon. There's a couple ones, Rick, you got to look them up. The General Titus, I think, is a good one, and then the bad guy that looks like a Nazi. He looks like a good bad guy. And then I'm making I know, Stacy, I'm sorry. I'm going back to the 1/12 evilness. I'm making a photo comic to go along with the Real American Hero, G.I. Joe's. And I needed to get some Crimson Guard twins that were in their business suits. So of course, you know who I contacted. Hey, Rick, where do I get one of those striped suits? And Rick says, Hammerhead from Spider-Man. I'm like, hot damn. So ordered yesterday, arrived today. And then I'm like, and then Rick goes, hey, did you see this guy? And I said, who's that guy? He goes, oh, he's a Valaverse dude. And I said, Valaverse, they're expensive. But I like that he had two different head sculpts, and I liked the way he looked. And he looks a little bit like Josh Brolin. I think that's his name. If you look close. But he had this powder blue shirt, and I was like, yeah, powder blue shirt was a little off. And it said Valaverse on it, and I said, yeah, no, I got to get rid of that. So off he went into the boiling water today, and popped them all apart, and painted that shirt, and it came out pretty doggone good. I'm happy with that one. You got two nice little revolvers on the side, and that Winchester pistol is great.
Yeah, those revolvers are nice. Those are those Rhino revolvers.
Yes, very nice. And then, then I get, is it called Alexi Express or AliExpress or something crazy like that? One of them,
AliExpress.
Those crazy Chinese places. This is the Predator from Prey. If you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend it. Takes place during the 1800s, Native American-esque. It's a great movie, and this is the Predator that's in it. I really, really like that one. He arrived today, and then these arrived the other day. This is where I gave the idea for the comic. It's going to be in Destro's castle. In the bottom of Destro's castle, he's going to have some all these dungeon-esque stuff, and the Joes are going to infiltrate, and they're going to get all.
Is that from AliExpress too?
This one was as well.
And what scale is that?
This is 1/12, a 1/12 scale, and my goal is to replicate them in 1/6 because it's just balsa wood, or very, very not very sturdy wood that you get craft store. Definitely can make this. I mean, some wood glue, bang it out. I definitely can make those. I have no problem with some of my woodworking skills that I can make those things in 1/6. So that's coming. And then this one came today too. So good thing, I really stayed home today, so all the shit could come in the mail and I could pick it up, so my wife didn't see it.
How coincidental.
You know, look at this one. This was
Oh,
$5.
holy crap.
$5.
Is that a
It-
dog
it's-
thing or is that
No, it would be, but it's for it would have to be like for a gerbil or something.
Hamster.
Because this is for the 1/12 guys.
GI hamster.
Yeah. So for $5, when AliExpress, I'm like, for $5, even if it doesn't come, I don't care.
Is
But
it that soft goods? It's a cloth tent.
it's cloth. It's all
Yeah.
cloth.
Cool.
And then the best purchase, I've been looking at this every time I open, and that's the other Chinese place, Temu or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Yeah.
My sons are like, Dad, don't order from there. They're going to take your credit card. And then I says, man, take my credit card. It ain't. So I kept looking, and the prices were always too much. I'm like, I can't do this. And I says, I need to make sure it's 1/10 scale, because 1/12 is a little too small sometimes with vehicles. So then Rick goes, oh, I saw the Jeep. And he's like, it's on sale for $52. I'm like, no. So guess what? There it is.
How much was that?
$52.
Can't
Radio
go wrong.
control.
Oh, radio control too. Wow.
Radio control. 4-wheel drive radio control, no less. It's not just 2-wheel. It's
Oh, wow.
4-wheel drive, brother. And the figures
What's the range
fit.
on
I didn't try to range yet. I wasn't well enough to go play yet.
it?
I'll have to take another day off for that one.
Yeah.
Well, it's ideal. It's so badass. And then, of course, Timo, they try to get you, and then they send me and go, oh, it's $48 today. And I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. So guess what's coming tomorrow?
You bought a second one?
Number 2. You got it.
Oh my word! You're worse than me, dude.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
Brick,
know.
They
It's
said they
your
don't pay
fault.
school teachers well. They pay them pretty good, man.
Yeah.
No,
Obviously,
well, you know what?
Going.
this guy
I
doesn't even have to
can't
go to
afford the
work.
real one. I can't afford to go, a real one, because it would take up even more space, and I don't have the space to do that. I would love to tinker around and like rebuild it. No, don't got the time, money, or energy for that. So the little things, that's about where it's going to be. So that's a lot in what's new in my zoo. So thank you for allowing me to share all that. Rick,
Yeah,
thank you for keep sharing all the wonderful things you find, and I will do the same so that we can keep making our filling up our basements and
Wow.
attics and
That's
Here's
how
a
you
little-
stay on top of things. That's how you find out the new stuff that's out.
right.
Before it disappears.
Here's a good one from Jeff. And's having a midlife crisis.
This is not the first one though, brother. I think I've had a couple midlife crises.
Every time you get sick.
So we should do the show on Mondays, and then like Thursday or Friday have a toy therapy show where we talk about.
That would actually probably be pretty good.
We gotta have a show where you get all the wives or significant others
Oh, I've been
on.
wanting to do that. Seriously.
Oh my God!
Cool.
Could you
No.
imagine?
Significant
No.
others.
Could you imagine? Because
Angelo.
oh my God!
57
Jeez.
vintage heads to do.
How many?
57.
From
Holy-
one guy. From one
Look at
guy
this.
that sent that.
Yeah.
Man.
One guy, dude. How do you see? I don't know how you have the time. No wonder you don't sleep.
Hey, Cruz Flores wants to know, give us a flex like that picture I put up for your. He said you might bust that T-shirt out or that sweatshirt out, man.
The
So-
sweatshirt. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Even sick. I can't even. I didn't get to go to the gym for a week and a half, so
And,
I'll have to.
I think it was Cause that said you look like Bob Barker with your microphone, man. Hold it back.
Yeah, my mic. That's how he would hold it too, right?
Yeah, I
It
remember
had
that,
a
man.
platform. Didn't
Yeah,
he
he
have
had
a
that
platform
long,
and he held it
skinny
around
one.
like that?
Yeah.
I gotta get more upscale so I can. Need to get a new camera, and I'm gonna have to get a new mic and kick it up a notch.
Free therapy, man.
Yeah.
Thursday
gonna
night.
do that.
Thursday
That's
nights.
There's
I
that.
thought this was therapy.
Is it? I don't know. Every week you could talk about the stuff to buy instead of getting rid of stuff. You keep buying
Right? Buy more.
more.
Well, some people in
All
the
right.
chat.
Who's next? Who's next?
Oh, you sticking around? I thought you were leaving. That's why I was. letting you
I'll
go
wait
first.
till the new in the zoo, and then I'll go. I wanna make
right,
sure I
well,
hear what.
Why don't you
Stacy's
let
got a
me-
ton of stuff. I'm saving him to last. So Rick,
Yeah,
you're
let
up.
me. I'll bang out my stuff and. So yeah, Colonel Siege. I haven't opened mine yet.
Oh, so that's the shirt. Oh,
Yes.
the Bolivar shirt. I see.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get rid of
Yeah,
that.
that doesn't
Ange, I
go.
waited 2 months for mine. You got yours overnight, you son of a.
What?
Mine was pre-ordered. You know what happened with these?
Angelo Barker.
What?
That's fun.
The hip joints were messed up, so they sent them all back to get fixed. So
Oh.
they just came back out, you know. But so mine was pre-ordered on Big Bad Toy Store like 2 months ago. So you
no
did
doubt.
well
No,
because
if you want,
I don't know how long they'll last. The other new
Yeah.
thing I got.
no, they're really cool.
So the other new thing I got was this is by Loose Collector. This is another Big Bad Toy Store, and it's the Rocketeer.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
And this is based on the comic Rocketeer. So he has a funky rocket on him,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And this guy came out in a 2-pack about a year ago with Rocketeer and a Betty Page looking figure. And I did not buy it. I kicked myself for not getting it because it's not available anymore. And then they came out with him as a single. So maybe they'll come out with the girl as a single too. And he comes with one of his accessories is Butch the dog.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
So of course he's 1/12 scale. The
Yeah,
dog
that's
is
a good
not.
size.
Yeah, he's not articulated.
I see flock on that.
Ah,
No, that's not the answer to everything, Stacy.
Yes,
block it.
yes,
No,
sir.
honestly,
Yes, sir.
honestly.
Just flock it.
The Rocketeer. Now that's a Bullet Man I could get behind.
Oh,
That's a Bullet Man I could get behind. Not the plastic boot. Leotard. I need to go ballet dancing.
You can't
Bullet.
go wrong with the Rocketeer. And he comes with
No.
his C96 Mauser.
Yep. Yep.
Some extra hands. Going to 1/6. Here's a G.I. Jane that I outfitted with her cool leather jacket.
Yeah,
And
where's that
leggings.
leather jacket from?
I think it was a Barbie I found at the flea market like
Yeah,
a zillion years
that's nice.
ago.
I like the jacket.
And
Definitely like
I
that.
managed to get it on her, and she looks good. Yeah, I couldn't tell you like what Barbie this came on. I have no idea. Another thing I bought off of eBay some time ago, and this is from Marvel Studios by Toy Biz. And this is the Punisher.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
That's
one.
nice.
Look at that! Look at that head sculpt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I got this, when he was on eBay. He comes with like all kinds of stuff. He's got 3 handguns on him.
Yeah.
And Dr. Evil is sporting his overcoat, but he comes with the big black overcoat.
Yeah.
Thought you were talking about me there for a second.
Yeah.
Dr. Evil.
And I looked him up on eBay just for the hell of it. And loose, he runs like $150. I don't know what I paid for him, $20-$30 back, so many years ago.
Yeah.
But he's a
Andy and
cool figure. If you can ever find him, he's cool.
Andy and Murray both said that came from the Harley Davidson Barbie.
Yeah, I think it did actually. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And the last thing, I'm going to get personal here. About 3-4 years ago, I stopped drinking coffee. Not because I had to. I just didn't like it anymore. So recently, because it's so friggin' cold out, I started drinking tea. And I had these little dinky 8-ounce cups, and it just wasn't enough tea. So I had packed up my favorite coffee mug, and I found it, and I pulled it out. And this is the only way to have coffee or tea, and that's with the Duke. That's right. That's the only way to start your day.
Yeah.
With John White.
Now to do it right, you got to put the tea bag in your mouth and then just drink the hot water. If they're going to do it the way the Duke does it.
No, I'm not that uncivilized, but okay. So there you go. That's my zoo. That's my zoo.
I was like, where are you going with this, man? Coffee? I was like, what?
I did that
thought
for
it was gonna-
Stacy. That was all for Stacy.
All right, Stacy, me and you got packages. Rick supposedly had a package. He didn't want to walk to the mailbox to get it today.
It's scary.
You might as
It's
well
scary.
go because I've got all these. So,
No, I said let's do ours together. I think
oh, okay. Well,
me and you.
yeah, but mine is. I got one from Greg Brown from Cotswold. It's a freebie. So,
Oh,
no, I'm only
Well-
kidding. It's not from Greg.
Oh boy.
I had to do that.
Fucker.
This is from Murray too. So you got one. I got one.
it's the same size. Yeah. Should we open
Yeah.
them together?
Yeah.
All right. So Murray's in the chat room, and he said we were getting a package today. We have no idea what it is.
Well, I think I know what mine is.
I
for sure.
didn't know what mine was because I was like,
Oh.
this
I got
is
mine,
a-
but I
this
didn't
is a
get it.
Murray Corrigan official holster.
Holy moly!
Is that what you got?
So
Oh,
Nice.
Hang on.
nice.
so all right. So I got a 45 with a clip.
Well, I was getting to that. Yeah, I got.
Okay, and then I got a holster.
Oh, look at
with
that.
with a jacket for Rick. For
Hey,
Oh, for
Extra
his.
jacket. Yeah, and then I also got the holsters for James Bond. This is the James Bond holster that holds the scope and the PPK.
oh, nice,
Wow, nice.
nice.
So I can finally finish that. So thank you, Murray.
Yeah,
I'll be
Murray. That was really cool.
playing tonight.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Dr. Evil work Paul can carry a holster and a gun and get on base tomorrow. I don't know if he.
Oh, definitely not.
I want to know what
You'll be in the
Dr.
break.
Paul, Dr. Paul. Then he made his rounds over in Kentucky, with shorts on. Why weren't you no pants, huh, Paul?
I saw that, man. That was hilarious. Andy and Indy
You know-
hooked me up, man.
Oh my God! I said when my son was little, he said no pants, no pants. He would run around the house, no pants. I said, "Yep, Paul, no pants. He's got to wear his shorts."
All right. So
All right.
you done? Are you done now?
Yeah,
all right,
that's my only package. And thank you,
Oh,
Murray. I appreciate
okay.
that. I will either put it on my figure or a figure.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. So this is from. It's ticking. It's from Rick Bradshaw. I don't know. Should I shake it? Is it nitro or something? I don't know. So but it is heavy. I
hope
was
it's-
asking if it was a brick, and he swears it's not. So, whatever. So, by the way, I've had this for like a week, and I have not opened it because I wanted to do this on the air for you guys. So, thank you for the packaging. What is that?
Murray just let you know nobody can carry weapons on base. They frown on that.
I know what this is. Oh my God!
Christmas. Is it Christmas there?
It's a decanter full of booze. No. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to do this. And I just stabbed myself.
Be careful.
Well, did you have to tape it like this?
Yeah.
There.
You know how the post office is.
I know.
The suspense is killing us, Stacy.
I'm sorry.
This is
Just a
why-
second.
This is why you don't do it live.
This is why.
You should have pre-opened it.
Oh wow,
dude.
Huge.
Is it- Is that resin? What is it?
It feels like resin.
Yeah, it's a resin, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Tell them where that came from. Do you remember where that came from?
I remember it was on one of the shows you had showed, right?
Yeah, that's a COTS thing.
Yeah, it was a Cotswold thing, right? They had offered
Yeah.
it for a little bit, and then they sold out about it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So now you can.
So
You can
technically,
put-
you did get something free from Cotswold.
Yes, he did.
All right, that's it. Next
Sorry, Paul.
Next week's episode, we're having Greg Brown on here, and we're going to find out what he can send everybody free.
This one is from Paul Macias. Now, I kind of know what's in this because I sent him. I made a tribute figure to my dad He was a Marine in the late 50s to early 60s, and he was in one of the silent parade things. So,
Silent drill team.
so he custom made some stuff for me. I'd already sent him the figure, and I'll show you the small stuff. So, and then we'll get to the figure. Looks like these are the labels for Rick's shirt, and then this is the logo for my shirt for the 12-inch figures that we're doing. And oh wow. So these are, he did the boxes for me.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, tiny.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I love those.
I have
Nice.
every box that G.I. Joe put out for 12-inch figures.
Now,
Oh,
does he sell those?
Yes. So, okay.
Yeah,
So
that's really.
he just made the red top one, so he didn't actually make them before. He made those for me. And then, so I'll tell you right off the bat now, he made these, all the medals. I had to research for my dad's medals what he had and his ribbons and stuff. And then I had no idea, because I don't have any pictures of how the ribbons went. And he found out the information of where they're supposed to be placed and what order. So he did that all. And he showed me pictures of it right before, he mailed it. So, ooh.
Ooh.
Wow.
So that's
Very nice.
that's the silent drill team
Yep.
uniform. Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
you see
White
those
pants.
those are custom made gloves too.
Wow.
Those aren't the
that's-
plastic things. Those are actual gloved G.I. Joe hands. And then I don't know if you can kind of see the medals.
Wow.
And then he
Nice.
did all the things on the collar, and he also did the real one on the vintage hat too.
Very nice.
Nice.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Belt
The
too.
Globe and Eagle, baby.
So yeah, that's awesome. I can't wait to put
Globe and
that.
Anchor.
That's beautiful. Okay. Last thing, we got to do this quick. This is from, you guys have watched Jeff Shear's show, the Skunk Works. He did a thing where he was buying stuff from a company called Syndico. It's a proxy bidding place, and you can't, as a regular consumer, buy stuff from Japan's auction houses without going through a proxy bidder. So you have to set yourself up for an account, and you have to put money into an account. It's sort of like eBay, but where you can tie a card to it. You can't do this with Syndico. You actually have to put money, U.S. money, into an account, and then it's transferred to yen. Okay, so I did that, and then I'll give you an idea. All this stuff came to, with shipping and everything, came to $304. So, and like shipping was $47.88, and it came in like 4 days from Japan through FedEx.
Wow.
So you see, they kind of package it really pretty good.
Yeah.
So everything's wrapped, bubble wrapped. Oh, wow. Okay, so I wanted one of these, and they're expensive as heck over here.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I got it for almost half price, which you can get it for here on eBay.
So is this a website though, Stacy?
Well, it is, but like I said, it's a proxy bidding service. So, and they have vintage, pretty much anything. So if you want to buy Nintendo, if you want to buy toys. They have it. So these are Metacon Combat Man. I paid $9.72 for him.
Oh.
So these are what was made to take the place of after Takara kind of quit making. So, and how they got past selling these is actually these actually came in a box, just like this with no head, and they put them in a box and it's disassembled. You assemble it, so that's how they could make it very similar to GI Joe, and you get them that way. So I bought a bunch of those figures. I'm not going to open them all up because we're.
How would you say that plastic feels to? Pretty solid, not brittle.
It's not. You can tell it's a little slightly cheaper plastic, but it's not like real cheap. I got a boxed Combat Joe. If I can get him open. This is in the wrong box. This box would be for a U.S. style basic figure, but inside the box is a German stormtrooper. Now, they list this stuff as junk. Okay? Because to them, if it doesn't have all the complete paperwork, they consider it junk or damaged.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Wow. So what was he missing? What was he missing?
He's missing the rifle.
Oh, okay.
And then they have an accessory kit for the straps that go on the harness, and then potato masher and ammo kit. But I paid. Gonna look it up. $3.50
for wow.
The MP40, and you just put it together. That's how they did theirs. It's like a little model kit.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And how much did you say that figure was? The German?
I paid for him
for that junk.
I paid 9,200 yen, which was $59.64.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
If I put it on eBay right now, it'd probably go for $100.
Yeah.
So I double my money. And I bought a couple more figures, so they're all the same. So that's it, pretty much.
They're all the same German figure?
No, they're all the same basic Metacom.
Oh, Metacom.
So, okay. Yeah. So no, I'm really happy with that for what I got. First time doing it. As you can see, they wrap fairly well.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't complain about it at all. It's a little bit of a pain if you never done it before. I had to actually reach out to Jeff because he's done it a couple times, but once you kind of start doing it, you kind of figure out how to work it, But if you're looking for, stuff over there for that kind of, why buy it off of eBay here and pay? They just kill you here for it.
And like you said, you can tell them to hold everything in ship one big box instead.
So they hold it up for 2 months. So if you buy a bunch of stuff and once you pay for it, because you actually have to pay for it, it gets shipped to the Syndico's warehouse and it can sit for up to 2 months. And they go by a certain maximum weight and then box size. And then if you exceed that, then they have to break the shipment into 2. But if you stay within that, you can put as many items as you want to within that 2 months. So it saves you on shipping. So my shipping cost was $47.88. So that's US. So I didn't think that was bad for Japan and getting it in 4 days.
Yeah, 4 days. Wow,
No,
that's pretty sweet.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, and as you can see, the box is a nice heavy box. They're not flimsy cheap boxes, and they come signature required, and you can pre-sign an affidavit so they can just drop it off. That way you don't have to be there. And you can choose UPS or FedEx, and then they have another version of FedEx, which is a faster, more
Yeah.
expensive version. I just picked the economy because
Wow.
4 days though. I mean, I expected
That's
it
pretty
like
good.
10 days at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're
no, but
gonna
I'm
have
super happy with that because this guy here, I
Yeah.
mean, and I got paperwork with him too, even though, like I said, it's the wrong box. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
we're gonna have to find out more about that, huh, Rick? I'm sure we
No.
can find some good stuff.
No.
Well,
no.
they sell all the stuff. If you're into the robot stuff, they sell that all over there. Anything you want. Now you got to remember, like if you're buying game systems or something, the current's not going to work. Like it's Japan
You're,
only, and
Oh,
games are
yeah.
Japan
Yeah.
only. That
Yeah.
kind of stuff. But if
you
you're
need the
just
converters.
toys,
Yeah.
Takara stuff or whatever,
Sure.
if you're looking for even vintage, like original GI Joe import. So the first company that sold for GI Joe over in Japan was called Sanye. They sold out in like '68, and Takara bought them, and then Takara kind of fumbled around and didn't know what to do with it, and they fumbled all the way till about '85 or so, '86, something like that, and then they kind of dropped it, and then what you call it, Medicom kind of took over for them a little bit. So it's kind of hard, but you can find stuff like that over there, and they'll have like paperwork, but sometimes they'll have Hall of Fame U.S. stuff too. They'll have it over there, and you should see the prices. It's like wow, because we don't even sell it for that here, and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
selling it over there. So our stuff is big over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you get some of these people that will list this, like, so we'll say just again, this German figure, they'll list the same figure for like $138. And then some will start it off at $20. And they have an option called a sniper bid, which I like because, what it does is within the last 3 seconds, it places your bid.
I hate people
and
like you on eBay, man.
that's how I got it.
I get sniped all the time. I hate that.
Yeah, that's how I got it. So that's kind of a nice option. You can do it, and then when they do these auctions, though, there's always a 500 yen fee. So if you made this purchase, 500 yen is like $3.50. Depending every day, every hour, it changes a little bit, goes up or down a little bit, but it's basically around $3.50 to be able to buy that. So you have to add that on to whatever the cost is you bought it, and then some will include inland shipping.
Oh.
Some will include inland shipping, and some don't. So
Because
inland
500
shipping
yen.
is the seller actually has to ship it to Syndico. So whether they include it or they charge you for it. So sometimes it's 500 or 700 yen. Again, that's like $6. So, and they tell you like the rates all around Japan where cost wise is for what the weight is. So you kind of know, you don't have to kind of guess going into it, but you got to pre-look, and they run auctions just like they do on eBay. They run on a timer, and then it's done. So
Nice. Very cool.
yeah, you got to thank Jeff for that one. He turned me on to that. Now I have a new sickness. So
Another new rabbit hole you went down.
oh yeah. So
Well, it's at the top of the hour, and Angelo's about to throw up on us, so we don't want to get that on. We don't want that on camera. So, I'd like to thank everybody in the chat room tonight for joining us. Next week's guest, who do we have lined up? I can't remember.
and thank you, Paul.
Uh,
Not you, Paul.
I know. Who do we got lined up next week? Anybody know? I know we got somebody.
I know we got somebody.
We got
What's
somebody
his name?
lined up.
What's his name?
We do?
Yeah.
I didn't know about anything. I thought we didn't have anybody.
Well, then are we having a show?
Oh my
Well,
god.
of course we are.
The show
Angelo
must
just-
go on.
Angelo
What
just
is
wants to go to
wrong with
bed, man.
you?
Let's let Angelo to bed.
Hey, no,
I'm having a show tomorrow. I have a guest tomorrow. My guest tomorrow is Mr. Gentili, and he has a great collection of 1/32 scale stuff. He does a lot of customizing, and he has a 1-to-1 scale, probably the largest on the East Coast, of helmets from World War I and World War II. He has over
Ooh,
250 of them in his background. So if you guys are into that, he likes to talk about that stuff. So Mr. Gentili will be here tomorrow on my Tuesday Toy Soldier Tuesday show. And,
so I see how it is. You get a new show, and then all of a sudden the first show is no good anymore. We don't even.
We're already on season 3. This is season 3. I got to start talking up season 1 for my other stuff, you know.
All right, guys.
You don't even care if we got to.
Angelo, go to bed. Will you take some NyQuil?
I'm going. Bye.
See ya, Angelo.
Stuff running from the space.
Go to bed.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars. Crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with